Once upon a time, I used to think that attractiveness was something people were born with, that women like Megan Fox just came out of the womb like that. Not only did this belief keep me extremely limited, it prevented me from stepping into the most magnetic version of myself. Because here's what research tells us. Attractiveness is not genetic. Attractiveness really boils down to the way that you carry yourself. It's an energy, and that means anybody watching this can harness these 8 skills and become instantly more attractive. Number 1, the halo effect. One of the strongest findings in attraction research is called the halo effect. It's a cognitive bias that means one positive trait about somebody makes all their other traits more attractive. People that we perceive as kind, very warm, very friendly, are more attractive. Whereas the inverse, people who are very cold, abrasive, rude even, instantly become unattractive, no matter how they look on the outside. And there's research to support this. There were 2 groups, Group A and Group B, and they were shown the same faces. But Group A were told positive attributes about each person. Group A rated these same faces as more attractive than Group B, who knew nothing about the personality of the person. This tells us that your character changes how attractive others perceive you. And this is also why sometimes a person will become more attractive to you as you get to know them. Where inversely, I feel like we've all been in that situation before where you've seen someone and they're really beautiful on the outside, but after you get to know them and they're kind of rotten on the inside, it's almost like the outside loses its luster. So use the halo effect in your life by coming across as very warm, very friendly when you meet somebody. This instantly makes you more attractive, which leads to point 2, body language. A whopping 93% of communication is nonverbal. And one of the best ways to come off as more attractive is to have good posture. You don't want to come off rigid though. That's where I see some people kind of overdo this. It should be good posture, but relaxed, have an ease to you. And definitely make sure you uncross your arms. The second thing I always hammer home to you guys is eye contact. Eye contact tells somebody that you know you're worthy of speaking to them. I remember a few years ago, I was in LA at a party and this guy came up to me and was speaking to me, but the entire time we were having a conversation, his eyes were like darting around the room, and it gave me the impression that he was looking for somebody better to talk to or was bored. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I could not get away from that guy quicker. Eye contact tells the person you are confident and you are interested in what they are saying. And 3, smiles. Smiles are a natural way to convey to somebody else that you are very warm and inviting. It also conveys the message that it's safe to approach you. So if you're at the bar and you're trying to meet men, make sure you have a smile on your face because it's going to increase the odds that men come up to you. And the key with this is for a smile to come across as authentic, it needs to reach your eyes. So if you're just smiling and it's not hitting your eyes, we subconsciously read it as fake, which is anti-seductive. 3, average faces are rated more attractive. This one surprised me a little bit. Studies show that faces that are closer to the population average are rated as more attractive. This isn't because they're boring though. It's because they're easier for our brains to process. The brain equates familiarity with safety. And an easy way to lean into this is choosing natural makeup over very drastic makeup. This also means embracing your natural features instead of warping your face and getting lots of cosmetic stuff done to look like somebody else. 4, health is sexy. Attraction evolved as a shortcut for survival before it was ever about romance. This is because choosing an unhealthy partner used to mean weaker offspring. So now the brain reads health as attraction. And these cues are processed within a millisecond. This includes clear skin, symmetrical features, bright eyes, full hair, relaxed posture, and fluid movement. All signs of good health. But again, this is subconscious. It's not like a guy is looking at you and he's like, wow, she's really healthy, I want to date her. His brain subconsciously is thinking it. So ways to use this in your dating life is 1, eat healthy so you have glowing skin. 2, working out so you feel good in your body. 3, make sure you're showering, grooming, perfuming. And 4, getting enough rest so you don't have bags under your eyes. All signs of great health and therefore more attractive. 5, your voice communicates stability. Research shows that the volume of your voice and the tone influences how attractive the opposite sex finds you. So for women specifically, number 1, clear speech, 2, relaxed pacing, and 3, confident projection. This can increase your attractiveness by up to 70%. Key to this is having a siren voice. It's almost like a melody to your voice, and occasionally speaking softer, even in a whisper, because it makes him lean into you. And the other part of this is being very selective about your words. The more selective you are about what you say, the more people listen. Think about a gesture. A gesture talks really fast and can't stop speaking and has no filter to what's coming out of his mouth. Whereas a queen, she thinks through her thoughts and she only says things that need to be said. And therefore, when she speaks, people listen. When you are more selective about the words that come out of your mouth, it elevates your status. 6, being interested is more attractive than being interesting. Here's what a lot of dating advice gets wrong. Being attractive to the opposite sex is not about being the most interesting person in the room. It comes from making somebody else feel seen. Studies consistently prove that somebody who listens, is empathetic, and emotionally attuned outperforms somebody who is really charming and impressive. The most attractive people in a room are not trying to perform. You're not trying to get all the attention on them. This is a very famous seduction technique because when you're asking the person questions, it makes them feel so special. And guess who they like for making them feel like that? You. It's about listening without rushing, without trying to constantly pivot the conversation to you. I know as a woman, I've been on the inverse of this when I've been on dates before with men, and all they do is talk about themselves. I'll tell you, I cannot get away from those men quicker. Whereas the dates I've been on, where the person is asking me engaging questions, I can tell they're really listening. They're remembering things I said earlier in the conversation. Those are men who got a second date. 7, independence and a growth mindset. Research shows that people who have personal goals, their own interests, and a growth mindset are more attractive to the opposite sex than somebody who lacks those qualities. Why? Because it is hot and sexy to have a life of your own. People who have a life of their own, who know how to make themselves happy, that is a magnetic energy. This is why there's that saying, men are obsessed with women who are obsessed with themselves. And while that doesn't really resonate with me, I would say men love women who love themselves. Because not only does it show that you are a whole person without him, it also shows that you know how to make yourself happy, so you're not going to be as reliant on him to do it, which to a man screams freedom, and he wants to jump in a relationship with a woman like that. So the key to this is building a life that is fulfilling. That means hobbies that light you up, goals that you're working towards, routines that make you happy, and not outsourcing your happiness to other people, specifically a man. And the last one is very surprising: proximity. Repeated exposure to somebody increases their attractiveness. This is because familiarity builds attractiveness. This is commonly why there's that friends to lovers romance arc. And another way to do this that is really applicable if you are dating is to look for similarities between you and that man. It's a very common misconception that opposites attract. Research does not back that up. When you meet someone, look for things you have in common and then point that out. Piggyback off of that. We want to be around people who are similar to us. Some psychology suggests this is because a lot of people are pretty narcissistic. We want people who are like us because it feeds our ego. This is super easy to use to your advantage in dating. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos just like this. Remember, at the end of the day, attractiveness is not about the way that you look on the outside, the clothes that you wear, all these superficial things that you've been lied to. It's the energy you hold, it's the presence you carry, and the way that you make people feel. And the great news is that anybody watching this can harness these skills.